Let's just sit here for a bit until someone joins. But it's Sunday, first Sunday of the month. Let's just see if anything happens. I don't know if my internet's playing up today or not, but stuff's not been uploading. But still, got a few bikes sorted. Dug out the ProFlex, the 853, and well, when I built that, I built it with a bunch of XT. Oh, 2 people are in. Hello, who's there? 1 person's in. Cool. Anyway, yeah, been messing with the 853 this morning and putting it back to somewhat original spec. It did have the XT on it when I built it, but now it's got LX front mech, LX brakes and LX hubs, which is pretty much back to original. And the XT is going to be going on something else. I think I've pretty much got all the parts for that when it arrives. All shall be revealed soon for that. But yeah, let me know if the stream is working, because I see people popping in and popping out. So just pop up in the chat and say, yeah, we can hear you. It's not fuzzy. It's doing all that jazz. It's all right. Yeah, and a couple of the bikes you might see the 89 MS Racing in the background there. Started to get that stripped down so I could work on it, and discovered the stem was seized, which was nice. Yeah, it's really seized on in there. Oh, not quite the stem, but the bolt, the expander bolt, the wedge is solid. I flipped it upside down, had it soaking in penetration spray for a week, and it didn't do a thing. So gotta try some other stuff with that. Yeah, we'll see what happens. Oh, now it's up to 6. See, people are flicking in and out, so just pop up in the chat. Oh yeah, cool, it is working. Hey, yeah, good today, thanks. It was a little bit too warm for me yesterday, so I'm glad the clouds are over for a bit of cover today, but it's made it a bit muggy. How are things in Germany? As I was just saying, this morning I've just tried to tinker with a few bikes, put some back to I guess original spec. Like this 853 came with black Dior LX on the crankset, the brakes and the hubs originally, but I put XT on. So I've just changed that round, and it's now going to be, the XT is going to be going on something different. And also the Schwinn, I took the shifters off that, the Shimano shifters, and put some Suntour XC Pro that I've had lying around on. And that will eventually be built up with all XC Pro, hopefully. Oh man, I can't read Russian with, is it Russian or Cyrillic language? With hey LJ, how you doing? Yeah, but this is the 853 if you haven't seen it. Whoops. Oh, shovel, I think you've got the wrong channel. Sorry, my bike just fell over again. But yeah, this is the 853. Obviously I'm working on the 753 at the moment as well. This was the original one with a vector fork. Well, how long did I go to the build this? Like a year and a half, 2 years ago. XT up top, vector going down, LX, word flex, but okay. It is a word flex. But yeah, it's quite a nice bike to ride. I don't know if anyone has tried, you know, the Vector at least, or even like the Softail Pro Flexes. They're interesting to ride. I quite like them though. They're soft, bouncy. Obviously there's no rebound or anything controlled. It's just the spring of the elastomer, and that's what you get. So yeah, and I'm building the 753 as well from the Woods USA. Hey USA, whereabouts is the Woods in the States? Is it East Coast, West Coast, Central, North, South? Big place. How many do you paid for the Conquest? The first gen XT. Okay, so I get that for £100. A little bit more than, you know, what I normally pick up bikes for, I guess. But with the first gen XT on there, it was more than worth it. And I might end up just respraying the frame anyway, getting that sandblasted, treating all the rust, respraying the frame, and maybe I'll sell the frame set all resprayed for someone, or build it up myself with the deer head. But it is a big frame, probably a little bit too big for me. We'll see. No, very grainy. Yeah, I don't know. I've been having a little bit of troubles with connections today, I think. I don't know if it's just the weather interfering, who knows. But no, it's on normal. What else do we have? Michigan. Cool. Up north, yeah. Yeah, unbiased. Yeah, these have had the elastomers, however you want to say it, replaced. They were brand new when I built it, because actually I've got it here. These were the original ones on there, on the Vector anyway. They were, yeah, destroyed. There's another one. But then got the replacements from bike suspension, something like that, over in the States. And I'll have to get some for the 753 as well. Get some for the rear and get some... Actually, the RockShox is fine for elastomers. But yeah, that's what I've been tinkering on this morning. And then I'll come to the back of the garage. Oh yeah. You might notice there is two KHSs in here now. I'll go into that in a second. But the Schwinn just replaced the shifters with the Suntour XC Pro, just purely so I can have the Shimano shifters off this for the Fisher, because I wanted to put thummies on that. And then eventually I will get the rest of this back to the XC Pro. That has all XT on there at the moment, but yeah, I'll get that back to original. And what was in chat for a second? What do you do if you have a 1-inch threaded headset or mountain bike, but you want to put a modern 1-inch? You can't. There's just not enough room in there. Like, yeah, you can't. You could potentially some. Oh no, modern fork. You want a modern fork, okay? Yeah, you can't. I mean, I've got here a 1-inch threaded shock tech, which is probably going to go on something soon. And on this one, you can change the steerer. You'd have to change the whole crown and the steer at the same time, but that's the only way around it. You can't be getting a 1 1/8 inch fork into a 1 inch tube. It's just not possible, I believe. Live chat. Yeah, the KHS. Okay, so behind there is my sort of original. Picked up that 2 or 3 years ago now. It is the Montana Comp, and well, you probably saw my winter riding video. Got the crud captures on there, crud claw on there, just tucked away. And that one is it's third in line in the range. You have the up top, the Montana Team, and then the Pro, and then the Comp. So that is black Dior LX with a Dior DX rear derailleur. Now, if you would have seen on Instagram, Facebook, I managed to get this recently. Randomly got offered it. It is the Team. So this comes with the OX2 tubing. I can't remember what tubing that has. What does it have? It has the True Temper. Oh, you can't even see. True Temper AVR versus. It hasn't got it on there, but that's the OX2. Same size and everything. Only this comes with as well XTR. So this has got the full, or it will have by the time I'm finished with it, the full XTR M900 on there. Same size as my other KHS. Same colour scheme, which is awesome. And at the moment it's got the DX red V-brakes on there, which I'll change out. I've got skewers for the XTR. I've got the XTR brakes already, and obviously the XTR levers as well. And I've got a cap for that, so don't worry about that. But yeah, that was a nice find. Very nice. Yeah, the condition ain't too bad. My memory with names is absolutely terrible, but it was actually owned from new by the chap I got it off. Pure coincidence that he got offered to me, pure coincidence, but I didn't want to turn it down, and he's had it since new. He told me how, well, obviously the rear rim has been changed. That got smashed up on a rock or something, telling me about that, and then decided to, at the time, Maguras were all the rage, you know, the fluoro yellow sets, so actually took the XTR off and put Maguras on there, and then obviously when the red DX came out, put red DX on. So it's been through a few changes. Unfortunately it doesn't have the original saddle, but the rest of it I can put back to pretty much original, and it's just one of my favourite bikes out of, you know, everything that's going on. Definitely one of my favourite ones. I need to do something with that rally. Yeah. And then I've got my hardtail tucked away there, modern one, carbon, Diamondback Apex 91, and the Dolan. And once I get some stuff shifted, I can get this stuff back out again. Chat, chat, chat. Yeah, you can go suspension stem as well. I mean, they're not as obviously good as a fork, but better than nothing, I suppose. John, Rally Bombers. No. Yes and no, sorry. There are specific groups on there is a specific group on Facebook, the Rally Bomber Appreciation Group, something like that, which you might be able to find some in. Maybe there'll be some in the States. As for over here, they come up, I'd probably say there's one or two on eBay all the time. I mean, I've had 3. They've all gone now because I didn't really like riding them. I mean, they're alright to look at, but riding them was a bit, especially with the 3-speed and all the original components, they're just super heavy. And yeah, I preferred the modified one that I did. That was a hell of a lot better, easy riding. I saw something about the Dolan. That is, oh, I forgot the Rally's in there as well. There's a Rally Dynatech tucked in there as well. The Dolan is my cross bike. It is 1x10. I built it up a couple of years ago. I will probably be changing the Avid shorties for some mini V's to improve the braking. But it had, yeah, a 1x10 SRAM drivetrain that I set up. Alloy Dolan frame, carbon fork, some I can't remember what tyres they are. But yeah, really nice bike to ride. It replaced my Peugeot that I built up. And what I'm leading on as well, actually, is probably next week's build that's going to come out. This is one that I've just sprayed up. It is a 1962 Rally Sprite. Had the 2K clear and all that jazz. It got stripped, got sandblasted, and it's been rebuilt. I do, though, need to find some cups, because the ones I have, after I dug them out, were a little bit worse for wear. I don't really want to use these cups. Yeah, so I'm on the lookout for some 26 threads per inch cups for this. And then it will be gleaming. Honestly, I'm so happy with the paint job. The 2K clear is amazing. This used, what did I use on this? I think I used the Montana primer mixed, and then on top of that had the, I believe it's made by Montana, it's the MTN. My mind's just gone blank. MTN metallic red colours, which you can get on Graph City. And that, I don't know how well this is coming across if the stream is all janky, but yeah, it's a really nice colour. It would have suited the Peugeot PR10 that I did really well. But yeah, really nice. And then the 2K on top, just, this is only one coat of 2K as well, and it's got such a shine to it. And of course it's got the baby blue head tube. John, what does it cost to get a bike powder coated? Depends massively. I managed to get quite a few done at £40 for frame and fork. That is sandblasted and powder coated, which is really cheap, like really cheap. And it was another £20 if I wanted to add on mud guards as well, basically. So that was nice, but it has gone up in price recently. At the moment, I've got 4 frames there getting stripped, just sandblasted. And I've gone from paying like £40 for frame and fork powder coated and stripped to £130 for 4 frames 2 forks and a set of mud guards, just sandblasted. Yeah, I didn't deal with my usual guy though, so maybe I was getting some special favours before. I don't know. Do you watch? Yeah, no, I've seen a few of his videos. I'll have to have a look through some more. I was actually watching one of his for designing or replicating decals using Illustrator. I think he was using. I do have that. I've got all the Adobe suite. So yeah, I was looking at for the 753. So obviously the one down of that one. Designing the 753 decals in Illustrator, sending them off to Gil, Retro Decals, and then he can make them up for me, because otherwise I have to wait a month maybe at the moment to get decals made if it has to be redrawn. So if I can draw them myself, great. And that video by Ito was very useful. I just need to get some time to sit down and do it. Cool, stream's good. Yeah, I don't know what that would have been then. But where are we? Yeah, the Sprite has had lots and lots and lots and lots of work put into it. All polished up there. Benelux. Vintage non-mountain bikes. Are you planning on doing more? Get my words out. Are you planning on doing more? Oh, okay. Like this one. Oops. Like the rally. Well, yeah. I mean, at the moment, one of the frames that's in the getting blasted is the BSA, the 35 Clubman. So similar to this one. It's all getting blasted now. It's gonna be free of all the rust, free of all the enamel, and I can spray it up. So that one is coming up along with the Sprite. The 2 road bikes, so that's 2 kind of roads, and then I've got the Sun tucked away there. That'll be after. I've got, where are you? I know people keep on asking me about this. I get messages about it regularly. The BSA 20, that is on the list to do next month. Have a crack at this. I'll probably try and find a BMX so I can just plan out stuff and do something about that. The main thing is the bottom bracket. It is a rally bottom bracket, a massive shell. So I am thinking I can maybe get the width machine down to 68 and then stick in a threadless bottom bracket. Yeah, maybe that's an option for me. And but yeah, there are going to be some non-mountain bikes coming up. I'm tempted as well. I've got one that is again at the sandblasters getting done, but making an e-bike conversion. Now whether I ask Switch if they would donate a kit. Yeah, whether I ask Switch if they could donate a kit, but their kits retail at £1,000. Wow, £1,000. They're regularly discounted to half price, or just get an eBay kit and just do it that way. It's something I'm thinking of, but that's technically, I guess, a non-mountain bike. It's an 80s city bike made by Nashbar. where are we in the chat now? So yeah, Rich's Rides, that's what's coming up. The BSA, obviously the Sprite right here, probably coming up next week as long as I can sort some cups. Then BSA 30's bike and the BSA, what would you call it? The 20, the BSA 20. Yeah, they'll be coming up, and yeah, there's a few others in there. Thanks, John. Yeah, appreciate that. If anyone, like at the moment, I did some sharing of other people's bikes and projects on Instagram. So if you ever want to share them, just message me on Instagram, and I'll do another blast of that. Because apparently it was World Bike Day the other day. Yeah, Ash. Try to make good use of this space, but it fills up quickly. When I've built this Sprite, and I've actually got to go down and pick up another frame, one that I've had done professionally by Bristol Bicycle Restorations. Josh, who does that, who owns that, he's resprayed a frame for me. It is an 89 Specialized rock upper comp, so that is going to be done this month as well. That will probably be the middle of the month coming out that. But I just wanted to see what it's like, you know, my finish of the banana, which has probably been the best finish that's come out so far, versus a professional. And obviously professional is going to be a lot better, smoother. Yeah, I wanted to see a little bit of a comparison there, and it helps promote his business as well. Obviously, I've paid. I've never got anything for free, so it's good for all of us. Live chat. Right, where am I? For anything but mud, turns out rim brakes weren't so bad. Yeah, I don't mind rim brakes. Like I like my cantilevers. Set them up well. Stick some good pads in there, and they work nicely. But with bad pads and bad alignment and all that jazz, yeah, it gets horrible. Yeah, light rims and components on these alloy frames. Yeah, exactly. I mean, I can't remember who shared it. Who shared it now? If I can find it, I'll share it. But they came out with like Velo. Oh, I'll share it. Made a Klein Attitude, is that the one? And turned it into like a 9 kilo cross bike. It was pretty good. Lost about 3-4 kilos on that build, I think it was. God, what was his name? Velo. Oh, I can't remember. I will share it though once I find it. Next one was are tubular 26 tyres going cheap now? I doubt that. Good tyres are expensive, especially at the moment. Everything is getting expensive. Parts are getting, hard to come by. I've managed to get a stash of cassettes and chains that I just bought a few of them together so I don't run out. But yeah, some of the tyres that I want I just can't get hold of. I won't say they're getting cheaper. Sometimes you can find them cheap. Velocipedium has a video about converting the Rally Superb to an e-bike. Kit was doing the thing, motorised from hub and battery in saddlebag. Yeah, that sounds like a what do you call it? Switch bike kit sort of setup. the front hub is... I'm interested to see how the front hub motor performs on an e-bike, because obviously you're going to be putting all the torque through the front, and it might not be the best, you know, if you, especially in the wet, if you were to overcock it, maybe losing the front wheel is a lot worse than losing control of the back, in my opinion. So yeah, revving up the front wheel, well, I'd like to try it. What should I use with a wire brush to clean up surface rust on an old rally bike? How to protect? Thank you, Jack. What should I use with a wire brush? So you just want to keep the paint, I take it, and just clean up any surface rust. Okay, I don't know if I'd use a wire brush. I've done stuff before with very fine wire wool, like this stuff, you know, just in your hand, but even finer than this. Something, I guess, this fine, which I think is the quadruple zero, grade 0000, super fine grade. Just going over that super light, because even this, you know, as soon as you start rubbing it, you can get off the rust, but then you'll start to take away the paint, and then yeah, it will take away paint, so you got to be super careful with it. But I have done stuff before. I did the Trent Sports, which I cleaned up a little bit, and then if you want to protect it, I've done the whole boiled linseed oil thing, which works as a temporary top-upable solution. It will, as long as you put it on lightly, it will dry on there. Yeah, it will dry on there, and it'll protect it for a bit, and then you've just got to top it up occasionally. If you want to go even better, then obviously you'd have to strip the whole frame down and clear coat it. John. Have I gone to school to work on bikes? Nope. it's all self-taught. I've never done anything sort of mechanical, I guess, at school. School was a long time ago, though. It's all been picked up and gone along. Like, growing up, I was allowed to pull stuff apart, and see, I guess, how stuff went together. Maybe not, you know, younger, get stuff back together after, but I was allowed to pull it apart, and it, you know, just kind of got that thought in my head about fixing stuff. And then once I got a car, I began working on the cars. So a car should be more difficult to work on than a bike, and I've managed to do engine swaps and, you know, rebuild calipers and all that sort of stuff on cars. Like pretty much every component of a car I've swapped. I used to have a car that I could take on track. It was my daily car, but I also took it on track, did a few track days. Yeah, it was a nice car. So then it progressed into bikes. And seeing as I could fix a car, I guess I could fix a bike. And it turns out you have to learn a bit for different things, like the Sturmey Archers. Indexing gears at first was annoying, but once you learn this stuff, it doesn't go away, does it? Vintage Schwinn tyres are off the chart for price. I can imagine, like, it's just all the knockback from COVID and that factories churning out priority on, I guess, modern components. And yeah, once everything gets back up to speed, and it will get better, but for now, parts are scarce. And use vinegar. Use vinegar and coat the circumference in grease, and then leave on with cling film. What's that for? Was that for the cleaning up? Yeah, as Unbiased says as well, Jack. You do have to really be careful with, like, if you're trying to clean rust off good frames that you don't want to go too deep on. You do really have to be careful with it. Apparently, I've not tried it, but apparently Evaporust will work on stuff like that. So you can get some Evaporust, soak a paper towel in it and leave it over the frame, and apparently that will work and get rid of the rust. Now, I haven't tried it yet. It seems a bit of a, I'd rather build a bath kind of thing and soak a whole frame in there, but yeah, maybe it's worth a try. Women, Nick in the corner. Women step through retro 90s mountain bikes with reasonable spec. Do they exist or come up? All the ones, yeah. I don't know, actually. The best one that I've found was what was it? Email. It was an email, which generally when I say email doesn't bring to mind any good quality, high spec frames. But it came with it was an 89, so it came with a Mountain LX group, which might not be top quality, but it was good quality, and it was a really nice clean bike. So I think there might be some, but they are very, very rare. But yeah, as you say, most of them are lower end, the surviving ones at least, with lower end components. Ben, catching up. Hello, I dug a 89 to 90 Muirwoods out of a skip yesterday and no saddle or seat post. Any tips how to clean the seat tube? Really enjoyed the videos. Clean down the seat tube, I take that. You can get things like this, a nice wire brush, and just stick that down and give it a good clean out. I don't know how much those are. I got that from work, so I won't be able to say how much those cost. I do have another one as well. Or you can fabricate an attachment to a drill. It's a little janky sometimes, but you can make a slot in like a bit of threaded bar, so sort of a M8, M10. Cut a slot in it, and then put a piece of sandpaper in it, and use that as a sort of device to go down in there and clean it out. Sometimes that works, sometimes it just completely fails. I've had both. Other ways to clean it out. Yeah, there might be other ways, like you could maybe do that technique as well with a handlebar, an old handlebar, because they're generally 22.2 mil. These ones at least 22.2 mil on the ends, so they should fit down most seat tubes. So you might be able to wrap those up with some sandpaper as well. Throw that shit out. What shit, Jason? I've seen some. I am way behind with this chat. 12. Think of abrasion as damage. Power tool with very coarse wire brush is not easy to control the outcome. Auto sol. Wayne's here. How was your ride, Wayne? I've actually seen an ML that was shared to me by Adele over in Ireland, and from memory that had Dura Race on it. I couldn't believe it at the time, whether it came with that or the owner had put that on. But yeah, it was an ML with Dura Race, so maybe they did make some top quality bikes. There we go, I've caught up, cool. Woohoo! Yeah, so Ben, I didn't know if you meant inside or outside. That's T-tube. If it's just cleaning out to get the seat post to fit, then yeah, I think some form of fabrication like that is useful, unless you can find someone that's got one of the wire brush attachments like that, fitting a Lada with a Ferrari engine. yeah, exactly. Fixie channel says fuck off. Haha. Do you want to see a fix gear then? If you're a Fixie channel, because here it is. There you go, that'll satisfy you. Yeah, speaking of fixed gear, actually, I've been riding the single speed Cannondale and I do not like it. I know I said it was just a trial riding that bike, but I do not like it. I do not like single speed one bit. I understand it. Like, I understand the just getting the I understand the single speed and just like cruising along on it, and that if you've got a flat area, and the working harder if you want to go up hills and all that. But downhill it sucks. I like to feel like I'm going somewhere, so having a bit of resistance all the time on a fixed gear is ace. I love it. Controlling the speed with your legs going downhill, perfect. Grinding uphill, perfect. Cruising along, perfect. I love a fixed gear. Love them. Single speeds though, yeah, they suck. Just when you're having to go downhill and you're just spinning out and then you just have to sit there. Nah. I'll finish off that video because I was doing some riding on it. I'll finish off the video and then probably take that apart. Yeah, thanks man. Fixie channel. I do like that as well. It's my own little splatter. It's like one of the most popular videos on the channel, like that splatter paint job. And I do need to, oh no, it's actually all right. I thought that tension was a bit off, but strong like crankset, carbon fork, and a massive control tech stem. Where were we? Oh yeah, I've also got to tinker with, I'm off to Cannock tomorrow. Whether I take the Zascar, maybe, or the Fisher, have a little play about on one of those. We'll see. I might end up taking my Saracen, my carbon at the back there. But yeah, I've got to put the thummies on this, and then take that out for a ride. Also, I also dug out my Cosmic Trail frame bag, which goes on there perfectly. I had a look on eBay, right? This is the crazy thing about prices for retro parts at the moment. I picked this up 3 years ago, maybe. I've had it for that long. It was pretty much brand new when I got it. I've used it on various bikes over the time, and it's still in great condition. Even has the shoulder cushion, I guess. So when you throw your bike over your shoulder, you're all good. The ones on eBay now, I paid about £10 for this. The ones on eBay now are ridiculous, like £40 to £60 for one of these without the shoulder strap. Yeah, wow. Retro parts at the moment are going crazy. Like, I would, oh. Yeah. But yeah, that was a nice one. I do need to try and inflate the RockShox a little bit, to maybe get them working a bit better. But that was a nice one, and I think that was received quite well. Doing the polished aluminium, getting that up, and with the original RS1s, putting the Rider T1s on there. I think that was received quite well. What else is going on in the chat? So tell me. Is there anything else that you would like to see from, I don't know, a bike build, a tutorial, anything like that? I have a pile of parts next to me. I'm sorry, it's a complete mess. That was tidy, but I have a pile of parts here that I was sorting through that I need to refurbish, including some Dior LX shifters, which I'm going to attempt to, again, completely strip down bit by bit and rebuild, because they're not functioning properly. Pedals, shocks. What else have I got? I'm sure there's some derailleurs in there somewhere. There is a derailleur there. The Suntorp XE Pro. So yeah, any suggestions? Let me know. As I back out into the garage, sit down here. Ah, there we go. Chat. But yeah, I think I've run through everything so far. What's coming up next month, what I'm doing at the moment, and yeah, that is pretty much everything. So if you do have any questions, anything vintage for sure, it's all going to be vintage. There you go. There's some drum brake hubs to rebuild. I've got 2 sets of them. I've never done them before. We'll see how they go. I just saw black dog, big black dog. Still looking for your bomber in Australia. In Australia, right? It is Australia. Yeah, good luck. I don't know if they made it over there. I don't know. But even if you got it shipped over from the UK, it would be super expensive. You might be able to, I don't know, yeah. You might be able to find someone over here that's willing to ship that out to you. But it would cost ridiculous amounts, I reckon. Cool, yeah, so I might, worth it. Okay, if you think it's worth it, then maybe check out that bomber group on Facebook. Something like the Rally Bomber Appreciation Society, something like that. And see if someone will ship a bike out to you. Long way to go. Expensive as well. But yeah, I think, unless there's any questions coming in, then that might be everything for today. And then I'll get back to work. I'm actually going to steal, if you've seen the Saracen video this morning, the Nito bars off that I'm going to put onto the Avanti, because they're interchangeable. They should have it. But yeah, nice chatting to you all today. I'll try and do this like a regular first Sunday of the month kind of thing. Go through builds for the month and keep it going there. keep you informed with what's coming up. So, I don't think there's any more questions coming in. Yeah, cool. I'll leave it there then. Thanks for tuning in. Hope you enjoy the rest of your Sunday. And if you've got any builds to do, good luck with them. I hope they progress. If you want to share them, hit me up on Instagram. And I'll see you next week for the Sprite. See you the week after for the Diamondback. And I don't know what I'm going to do for the last week. I'll work it out. But I'll see you soon. Thanks for watching. And yeah, happy Sunday. It's also D-Day today, or, you know, many years ago. So check out some D-Day videos today. Be interesting to watch some more of them. Saving Private Ryan. All that jazz. Right, cool. See you guys. I'll end the stream there.